Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Ink and Insights, the show that's normally our weekly highlight comic book review show where we talk about all the comics we loved and the comics you may have missed, but not this week. And yet again, we're pivoting, we're changing. This week, me and Stu are going to try our best to stay on target and not talk about the Bears Season 4, but in fact, go over everything that happened at HeroesCon 2025. As always, I'm joined by Stu from Dr. Doom's fan club. Stu, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's up, brother? Yep. If anything can rival / overwhelm the Bear Season 4, it is the HeroesCon experience and HeroesCon 2025. So excited to finally recap it with these two fine gentlemen, and I'm so excited for you guys to show off what you got, because I think you guys really got the spoils of war as it was. So yeah, Station, so glad to be here with you fellas.
All right, and we're also joined with Nick from Comic Culture. Nick, how are you?
I'm doing great. I thought you guys were going to talk about Squid Game Season 3. We're about 2 episodes in on that right now, and infatuated. So yeah. I wouldn't watch much TV, but when we do, it's some good stuff. So yeah, I mean, don't sell yourself short, Stu, man. You picked up some amazing stuff too. I can't wait for you to show it off again.
Dude, that's the funny thing. I feel like there's levels of jealousy between the three of us where like we all feel like somebody else won HeroesCon 2025, for lack of a better term. But yeah, I'm excited to finally dive into this and talk about the things we got, the people we met, the experience we had. It kicks off in a big bad way though on Thursday when we finally all get together for our annual. I mean, we've kind of treated this like our annual in-person meeting, the Ink and Insights crew getting together, to be face to face, which I had looked forward to for 364 days, previously. We had something a little bit special that kind of came in. Do you guys remember when Felix had reached out? Maybe a week, 2 weeks?
Oh yeah, maybe 2 weeks max before.
Yeah. So Felix had hit people up on their newsletter and said, we kind of got this special thing going on. We have this surprise movie screening that's happening. It's being put out by Felix. We want RSVPs. We want to find out who's going to be in attendance.
And Felix, just for those that don't know, Felix is Felix Comic Art. They represent Daniel Warren Johnson, Nick Dragotta, Jeffrey Allen Love, James Heron, some of the biggest names in the biz. So
yeah.
Definitely want to be a part of this.
If your favorite comic art collector is filing bankruptcy, Felix is the reason, basically.
Absolutely. Yep.
So they hit. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What were you saying, Nick?
No, I was going to say, ain't that the truth? That or kinetic. And we'll get into
it. We're going to get into that for sure. So they hit up everyone on their newsletter and said, hey, we got a special thing going on. We didn't know what it was necessarily. I mean, we didn't know what it was until we walked in and it was finally announced. But they said we have a special movie screening going on, put on by the Felix crew themselves Thursday night. And we all got hyped immediately. We're like, sign it up. RSVP. We're doing this beyond a shadow of a doubt. And like, the energy was like at a peak. Like we were all so ready, and we fly. Well, 2 of us fly in. One of us drives in on Thursday. Yep. We're there. We're ready. It's getting later. And I have to be honest with you guys. I was so tired at that point. I was so
You were up at like 3 a.m. to make your flight out of the West Coast or whatever it was, man.
Yeah. My day started at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Pacific time that day.
So 5, east. Yeah,
exactly. It was rough. It was a very, very rough day, but I'm glad to say that it felt like it was all worthwhile. And I definitely got those energy levels peaked. So we get to this independent movie theater, which was really awesome. Like I thought that the vibe of this place was great. The atmosphere, like what it seemed like the theater was doing, it was like kind of like an Alamo Drafthouse Junior type of place, if you will. I gotta say, man, driving there though, when we got there, I was super tired. We got the Uber, we kind of started making our way through there, and I was like, dude, are we about to have a domestic hostile situation? Are there like a bunch of foreigners that are getting ready to chop us up? Like, oh, comic book fans, they're the best to chop into little pieces.
Right.
But I was so happy that we made it to the movie theater in one piece and experience what we found out to be Police Story, the Jackie Chan freaking epic, one of the arguably best Jackie Chan movies out there.
Yep.
Maybe you guys can explain this a little bit more, because like I was struggling to find out what this all meant. But Felix from Felix Collectibles got up there and kind of said they got the licensing rights. Like, was it
the 4K edition? I think it was, right?
Yeah.
And I guess it's like there's
what?
I think you got to get that permission, right? If you're gonna like screen, to screen it for any group of people. So it was kind of crazy that they did like you said, they got it in that day. I think
earlier that day. He's like, this almost didn't happen or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I have no background in the movie theater processing of like how they can distribute films and show films and stuff like that. So like I was like, I think we're all sitting there kind of guessing, and we were talking to people even in the lobby, like, what do you think this is? What's going on? What are they gonna do? Like I remember my prediction was like, oh man, what if they're gonna show the Transformers movie? Like, it's Felix, they rep Danny Warren Johnson, his run is coming to an end. So like, oh, there could be some synergy behind this. But I was really happy with the experience. Was it your first time for both of you seeing the movie, or had one of you seen it previously?
Yeah, first time.
Okay, so I won't turn this into a movie review. There's plenty of other channels that can do that. Just break down the theme for me. No, but what did you guys think? Did you guys enjoy the movie itself? Did you enjoy? I mean, it was so out of left field. It was so like crazy, but it was like really cool for me. But yeah, tell me about your guys' experience with it.
Nate, go ahead.
Oh, I'll say, I mean, it was a treat, for sure. Like the movie was fine. It had its dips, you know what I mean? It was like an 80s movie. So like it had those, it felt like that for sure, but it was a great movie. Lots of great action scenes and things like that. It was a good time. It was in subtitles, which is fine. And, it looked great, and I'd never seen it before. And I get the hype, Jackie Chan's amazing. So I dug the whole thing. After a very, very long day and being in a dark theater and nice comfortable chairs, it was a little bit rough to like sit through some of those moments. But when the shooting started and the fists and feet were flying, man, it had my full attention for sure. But I mean, I thought the movie was fine. It was a cool experience.
I think it's like the first time many throughout the weekend that you start to balance your excitement versus your exhaustion, right? Like there's so many times where I had a lull in the weekend, I found myself just falling out. But yeah, it was incredible, man. It was out there in terms of driving, but like it was still cool to experience that with some of my favorite people in the industry. So it was dope that they included the fans, and they had a really good crowd. They had a good response to it. So, I think the trick would be, what I would like to see is it'd be more of a social thing. There just really wasn't the space, or that wasn't the right venue for it to be like a social thing, either before or after. But it would be really cool to like either before or after the film next time be able to hang with these guys and like maybe have a little bit more of a conversation, really. But it was just them us kind of getting to the theater and getting in there and watching it. But it was they did keep it a secret up to the last minute. We had no idea.
Yeah. We were in our seats when they announced what we're watching. Yeah.
So it was incredible. But it was a dope first night, because Thursday night Thursday's check-in. I don't know. I think there's a lot of opportunity for Thursday night when it comes to Heroes Con, because there's, everybody's got that excitement, is looking for something to do. So, but there's not, drink and draw and all that stuff is later on in the weekend.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, it was a great time, and I bring it up not only because it was an experience that we had that we want to talk about, but I also feel like it was just like a great prognosticator of how our actual weekend was going to go as well.
Gotta Google that, prognosticator.
It's like a magic 8-ball. You shake it and it gives you an answer. I'm the prognosticator.
Yeah. Things are looking up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Foretells a future event. Got it.
There we go. And I say that to say we all got on stream together and we talked about our goals and our aspirations about how we wanted Heroes to go. And we were gung-ho again, just like the previous year. And I gotta say, I feel like aspirations and energy, they don't always align just the way that you want them to, because it just We're all at a certain age, man. Like sometimes you just want a lazy boy and you want to kick your feet up a little bit. But
I will say, every single morning when that alarm went off, Eric was out of bed and in the shower.
It was like he's like a fucking robot. It was crazy.
It was insane.
There was right?
No snooze.
I felt like such a jackass because every morning I'm slower to get up, we'll say. And yeah, he was like out of bed, and he's got, for those that don't know, he has Paul Bettany's Ultron voice as his alarm.
Yeah.
I regret to inform you it is time to wake up. So yeah.
Like, oh God.
He wasted no time.
All my secrets. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good stuff.
I mean, yeah, I'm a creature of habit, man, and I'm a morning person. So that alarm goes up, it's time to get up. Right?
Yeah.
Snooze and sucker starts with the same letter for a reason. So like, get out of my way.
That's true. That's true.
So, but before we dive into like really day one of the con proper, let's see what's going on in the chat here. See who's hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Starting with Rogue Collecting, saying what up? What up? Back to you, man.
What's going on,
nice seeing you.
Station.
We got Omega Slice hanging with us here. Happy Wednesday to you as well. We saw your short that you put out here. If you haven't subbed up, Omega Slice has a YouTube as well. Make sure you're checking that out here. A fine celebrator of the thing we call Panosian time around
here. Repping Panosian time, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
That's right. Omega. We got the neighborhood Merc with us here, who not only is he in the chat here, but we get to see him face to face. We'll talk about that a little bit later too here. So Merc, nice seeing you.
What up, what up?
The man, the myth, the legend, Simpleton DC out here slinging the hardcovers like no one else.
Oh, yeah.
Good to see you, man.
Absolutely.
We got Omega Slice saying, who's the baby in the Hangover thumbnail? Depending on who you ask, you may get the answer of Jim Starlin or Chris Claremont, but
yeah,
the answer is truly Chris Claremont. Absolutely.
That's too funny.
They look very much the same in person, although...
Yes. They absolutely do.
Yeah.
Chris will be quick to correct you if you make that mistake, though. Take our word for it.
I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. We got people saying what up to each other here. We got Edson hanging with us here. Never been to Heroes. Had a great time at San Diego Comic-Con. Dude, let us know how San Diego Comic-Con is. Obviously, you hear a lot of things, but everything you seem to hear about comes from Hall H. So what's the comic book scene looking like out there? Let us know.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got another person we were able to meet in person at Heroes Con, moderator extraordinaire, Christina Payne. Christina, great seeing you. Let's see here. I think we're almost caught up here. We caught up. We're getting closer. Fable from One Collection down here. Fable.
What's up, dude?
Nice seeing you, man. Make sure you check out the Blame Fable show here every single Friday. Let's see here. And are we caught up? One more with Near Zero.
Zero, what up?
What's up?
All right, we're caught up here. Let's talk. Day one, Heroes Con 2025, Friday. We got to the con, and this year was a little bit different than the previous year. So last year, we all had our VIP passes, and VIP passes do a heck of a lot of good, in my personal opinion, from what we saw last year. You get in early, you get an hour early access to things, and it really depends on what kind of person you are, what the reason is you're there for Heroes Con. But I have to tell you, if you're there for signatures, if you are there to meet creators, it's almost like a foregone conclusion. You have to get the VIP pass, because those lines are incredibly manageable. Like, we'll talk about like just how the layout is in a little bit, but like to get in there early, get in line and get ready is going to determine whether you get 10 signatures a day or maybe 5 or less, because some of those get out of hand.
You're talking about hours and hours in line. So it's how you want to spend your time.
Yeah. And we had that experience in 2024. We plotted everything out. We knew where we were going. We knew what line we were going to stand in. And we were really, really successful in 2024.
Yeah, very efficient in last year.
Very
efficient.
We
were like aimless sheep this year. At the beginning.
This year, we got better. On Saturday, we got better. But Friday was definitely...
Friday, we started out unfocused. I think it was just like the thrill of being... like people weren't even setting up yet. We got there and we hit we eyed up all our targets, which were the Felix table and the kinetic table and stuff like that, and people were just setting up. But Yeah, man, it was great being on the floor that early and not really having to worry about waiting in any kind of line.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and let's talk about that because I was in. Well, let's be honest. You guys know this. Friday, I was a little bit of a hot mess. I was kind of a ball of stress that day, for a multitude of reasons here. But let's start with where we went first, which we had pre-planned some things. We came to this con and we were gung ho, and we had things that we knew we had already purchased. They were foregone conclusions. We were getting them, and we wanted to kind of finalize that, right? We wanted things in hand, and we also had maybe inklings of maybe other things that could be dropping that were exclusives. So our minds, our hearts, it was totally on original art, and we hit up the Kinetic booth first and foremost because we wanted to see what they have, and we wanted to pick up some things that they had. Okay, so I'll start with my experience first. One of the pieces of artwork that I got and pre-purchased was from one of the most fantastic books out there. Maybe you've heard of it. Maybe it's something you've experienced here at 9-Panel Grid. It's a little something called Power Fantasy, and I'm a big fan of it. So let me go solo here real quick. Oh, how do I change this? Let's do this little guy right here. All right, so I had to pick up a page from issue number 1 here that kind of showcases all of our main players in the book here with Aton up here. We got Valentina. We got Heavy down here. Everything, like all of our main players. So like if I'm going to get a page from Power Fantasy, it was going to be something like this. And you're probably looking at this going, well, that looks like a normal size page, right? Here's the thing. It's not. And it's not by like a half a freaking inch. So I brought my 11x17 portfolio, which, hey, you would think that's just going to be perfect. It's going to carry everything that you need it to. Except when it's a half an inch too large, and to jam a piece of artwork in there and then have to put it in a suitcase and fly home with it, well, guess what? That's going to get damaged. So I was in full on scramble mode here. And I'm like, Kinetic, just hold on, just hang tight. You keep the thing I paid for, and I'll be back. I'm going to figure something out here.
Yeah, it was kind of pretty brutal. It's all good now, but like at the time, watching you inch it down into the page, and it just didn't come up. It came up like it just didn't make the cut. I was like, fuck.
I died a little
we
bit.
We told you what to do. Stu and I fixed the problem, but you just weren't.
Yeah, exactly.
No, okay, yeah, no, go ahead. So, let all of our wonderful viewers know what your solution was.
Just cut it. Just cut
it.
11x17.
Snip it off.
Yeah, just cut it. You're not gonna.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm not having a bris for my original art. Okay, I'm going to keep it intact.
It was less than a half an inch off or whatever it was, right? Yeah, we're like just gonna try. I'm sure they have a.
Nick was like, "I'll do it right now. I'll do it right now.
I'll do it now. Let's go."
Just snip the tip. Yeah.
Meanwhile, my hand's like this at the moment because I'm flipping through stuff too. Yeah.
Okay, so that was how my day started because we decided, we don't need to get in lines. We have plenty of time here. That's how my day started here, but
it was rough.
But there were a lot of amazing things that happened at that same booth on that same day here. So which one of you guys want to start talking first?
I mean, I just was looking. I was hoping for the Danny G.I. Joe pages. They weren't there. I was also looking at those Jake Smith Robo Wolf pages, but there was blood in the water for somebody else.
I think it's only appropriate that Nick is in the middle and he has a devil and an angel on his shoulders, just like he did that.
Oh, day. You two were the worst, man. Yeah, that was so. It was so
like
wrong.
Yeah, Nick did a. Well, I'll let him take it. I'll let him tell it.
So we knew Kinetic was going to be really interesting for us, right? Because Kinetic has a Nod RK. Like I'll just name a few: Casper Wingard, Danny, Jake Smith, Declan Shelby. John Pearson, we have Vicio.
This guy?
We have an Nod RK. Yeah, I mentioned him up front. Yeah, Nod RK. Yep. Tula, Zoe. So we knew, and according to their posts, they were going to have art from everybody and things we haven't seen before. And we're like, oh no. And Kinetic is one of those ones that's still reasonable. You know what I mean? Like you can still afford those pages, unlike Felix, right? And it's like, okay, so we're going to go to Kinetic first and get our pick of what we want. And then of course Eric had his pick up too. So we were hunting down like Zoe, Danny, Anad, RK, and Castor Brengard art specifically. Like those are in our crosshairs. And Stu and I were really focusing on the Danny stuff, you know. So we were really trying to look at that and see what's going on. They didn't have everything of Danny's. Like they didn't have Jinx, unfortunately, but it's on the website. They just don't have them in their possession at the time. But they had a lot of older stuff. They had some Sandman stuff, whatever, right? They had a bunch of different things. And so I saw one of my favorite, it's another Power Fantasy thing, but this cover came out. Danny did a cover recently on Power Fantasy. What is this, issue number 8? Yeah, issue number 8. So she did the cover for this one. I was looking at some other pieces. I don't even have this thing ready. I was looking for some other pieces of hers, but I saw something in the corner and I started talking to the guy. He gave me a price. He gave me a best price. I tried to talk him down even some more, but whatever. He's threw in some stuff, but I was able to actually score the original artwork for that issue number 8 right there, 11 by 17. Original artwork for Danny's cover right there.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what it would look like.
Sorry.
There you go. There you
go.
No, you're good. So there you go. So yeah, it is incredible. And yeah, I saw this in the corner. I tried to negotiate with the guy. He came down, and then I walked away because I'm like, that's like 60%. That's like almost all the money I brought. Like I'm like, I'm out, and it's the first 2 hours on Friday. It's like if I pull the trigger here, it's gonna be.
It was fun too because you were looking at that and another page, and we had this great debate about. I was like, dude, go for the cover. I mean,
we didn't see eye to eye.
No, there was a Sandman page for one of my favorite issues from a Cy Spurrier run a couple runs ago. It was the Mermaid issue. If you read that one before Dead in America, and I liked it. It was cool, but it didn't scream Danny to me that much. It was interesting. And when I saw this other one, Stu was like, forget that other page. You go for the cover. What are you doing? You know what I mean? And then Eric was like, I don't know. You could get that and something else if you didn't do that, because like they weren't the same amount. And so I was like,
for those of you who don't know, covers demand.
The covers are demand a lot much more. But I will say the quality of the cover, it could have went for twice that much. Like I thought it was unreachable, and it was a lot of money, but like it wasn't unreachable, which is a surprise to me, and I loved it. So
I still think, and I think, I think all of her art is very reasonably priced. And I think I love that one for you because that to me is like the issue where you really became like a full-blown fan and you have such a deep love for that character. So it was cool to see you.
Undoubtedly, you're absolutely right. Undoubtedly, that was the issue that hit me the most, the character that I resonated most with. And I loved that cover. Like I went out of my way to find that cover when it didn't come in the shop. It was like, I don't care what it costs. I'm going to own this cover. And then I just saw the original art and I'm like, I have to do this, So I had a budget for original art and that like spontaneous original art at the con. And I pretty much blew it in the first 2 hours of the first day of the con, but I think it's well worth it. I love that piece.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I have to say, while I was trying to be the voice of reason in the moment, I think you made the right call. Like looking back at it, I'm just like, God, that's such a gorgeous cover. It's a cover, it's done by arguably one of your favorite artists right now.
Oh yeah.
And it's like on the best book on stands.
Yeah. And my favorite
issue,
you
say right. Yes.
Yeah. It's my favorite issue. It's my favorite issue of one of my favorite comics out right now.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite artists. So it's like, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Killer. Absolutely killer. Kinetic had also a lot of other artists that were there with them. John Pearson, I really enjoyed looking over his artwork as well.
He was great.
I thought they had one of the best original art collections at the show.
Absolutely.
Without a shadow of a doubt, I feel like that booth was the highlight for me. So while it threw off our original plans, I feel like stopping there, poring over what they had was at the end of the day kind of still the right move, like because we kind of just had to recalibrate and figure out what we were going to do. But oh man, there is something
real quick while we're talking about John Pearson, man. I met him, got to talk about mindset. He autographed this and drew a little.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
he was the coolest, man. Very
was.
cool dude. Such a joy to speak with, and yeah, just I don't know, creator interactions like that are what you do to go to the con for. So, so dope to see him and tell him how much I love that book, and yeah, just very awesome dude.
He did blue and green too, right? That was
yes.
Yes.
No, that was Anand.
Yeah, what's the other
No, but he was on, didn't he do like colors or something? I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
Zach Kaplan.
Double check.
Interesting.
All right, while you fact check here, what I will say is, yeah, it was the highlight of the con. I feel like their table really, I mean, so for those who don't know, 2024 at Heroes was kind of like their coming out party. That was like kind of like, hey, we are Kinetic. This is what we intend to do. 2025, I feel like if everyone had the same experience as us, put everyone on notice, saying like, hey, like we intend to be a big player in this game. So I was really happy that we got to talk to them, got to
go leave this up all night.
It's okay.
He did colors. Yeah. He did colors. Yeah, because I remember saying like, what was it like working with Anand and
oh hell yeah.
Dude, that's all. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Hearing John Pearson's process as well that he did for books like Mindset was really fascinating, because I was like, it's one of those things where I kind of kick myself and look back as like, maybe I should have picked up a piece of his artwork. But for some of the things that he did, because of the nature of that book being like your perception of reality, he worked traditionally, printed it, inked over it, and incorporated like things onto the page that would not be there traditionally, then scanned it again, then inked it and put more things on there. So it was this incredibly complex process that made it that made you question the nature of the artwork, just the way that the book itself made you question what was real and what wasn't. So like, knowing that process and then having read the book was awesome. It was again, it's one of the reasons you go to these conventions, because getting to have those conversations with people is so eye-opening for everything that you do. But that's where our day started. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I think after that, we kind of had our oh crap moment. We got to start figuring out what we're going to do, because we spent so much time there. Did we?
Because Lions were building up. Like Prism was untouchable. Felix was untouchable. Scotty's untouchable. It's just like, oh shit, we
were done with that. Yeah, we lost our shot to like a lot of the big names.
Right.
Yeah. Did we get to see Trad on day one? I feel like, did he come in later? Because I feel like that was still day one.
Wasn't that a 3 o'clock? Like a 3 to whatever?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So, okay. So let's jump over to that then. Because
probably went to Hyler next, but I can't remember. Something
like that. Yeah, you're right. So basically the way that the floor is
Mahdi or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, because we were definitely kind of just moving and kind of figuring out what was going on. But yeah, no, I think you're right. Hyler was next. So the way that the floor is laid out here is that it's kind of like this huge L shape. And in 2024, the kind of like the bottom of the L was, it was kind of a place that didn't have a lot going on. And the things that were going on, I feel like almost got slept on a little bit. This year, that's where Felix was. So all of a sudden, that bottom of the L was like popping. Yeah. Like that was like, it was insane. And it was absolutely the right move to make, because the structuring of lines and how they had to coordinate everything, it was like the perfect place for it. But on the absolute other side of the floor itself, that's where we had a lot of other artists tabling here, such as Jeremy Hyler. This is where my jealousy kicks in, because I was not as wise as you two gentlemen, and I did not get Jeremy Hyler to do a commission for me. Yeah. Sorry to spoil what you guys are going to be showing off, but you guys had some pre-planned ideas, and you wanted this guy to put out some of this stuff here. So, Stu, why don't you start? Go ahead and tell us about Jeremy Hyler and what he did for you.
So, been like becoming more and more, I guess, especially in 2025 and in 2024, just becoming more and more a fan of this dude. Let's start with the books real quick so I can just, I guess, give some background. It's his Batman books, which really brought me to his work and made me a fan.
Yeah.
And so I picked all these up in single issues. did this for my Throw Your Sets Up Saturday, this past Saturday. We got fall. He did these like different themed Batman issues. They each feature, different thematic stories featuring Batman in a different situation. Usually,
I think different seasons of the Bat.
Yeah, snow, heat, and and his artwork is just incredible. You know what I mean? It's kinetic. It's got so much energy to it. Reminds me of Daniel Warren Johnson in a lot of ways, but he's also, he's also his own cat. So when he announced he was doing commissions a few weeks before Heroes with super affordable rates, I jumped right on it. And we had Nick brought it up in the back chat or whatever. He was like, Heather's doing commissions, and I was like, I already got one. And Nick's like, I'm getting one too. And like we at the same time we were both jumping on it, and he's like, well, what the fuck, guys? Like, he didn't know.
Y'all are a hive mind, and I'm over here like a sucker.
He didn't know where to stand. Anyway, so I just wanted something like energetic, kinetic, like I said, like I love about his style and badass. So the prompt for him that I had was Doom fucking up Mr. Fantastic, plain and simple, and he delivered in the best way. So this is what he gave me. You want to go ahead and make it solo, bro?
I sure do.
It's so good. He did an ink wash on it, right?
And that puppy up and down.
Yeah. So you can see Doom obviously crushing Reed's head in the middle, but he's stretched all over the place. And I love the other characters on the side. So you see the Thing, he's decapitated in the top right up there, and his head's in the bottom. Yeah. And then you see Johnny up top in the very top corner. He's kind of freaking out in the very top there. And then you see Sue, she's just in a state of shock towards the bottom down there too. And then I love what I love is the expression on Reed's face. There's electricity that's coming off and going horizontal. Yeah. And then I love Doom stepping on his different body parts to really kind of apply that torque. So you see like his feet are stepping on the hands that have forced perspective and everything. It's remarkable in person.
Yeah, I love the manga influence that you see with the motion lines on the hands. You could tell, like, bring the bottom up just a little bit more. You could tell a little bit more.
Keep going. So you see Reed's hands, all the way.
My bad.
Yeah. You could tell, you could see on the hand that it's Reed's hand is twitching because like he is basically death trembles. I love that so much.
In the background, like the rocks and everything, he did an incredible job on that.
Yeah,
that's amazing. And Doom's cape and everything, it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's just like there's like a Mr. Fantastic foot way up in the
right. Yeah,
you know what I mean, way up in the corner. It's just a little.
He's stretched to the max, dude.
It's fantastic. Can't wait to get it framed, get it up there. I'm just gonna try to get a different Doom commission from artists I love. I got Mahdi's up there.
Mahdi's,
year, so, another great one to add to the collection, man. But I wasn't the only one who got a ridiculous commission from Jeremy. Listen to my boy Nick.
Took advantage of that too. So like you, I got some of the books. I got the trade for Batman. But I didn't have Fall or Rain, so I went ahead and picked up those floppies right here.
Nice.
So I picked up those. So yeah, incredible. So definitely check these out. They don't have any dialogue, but the action just tells the story perfectly. So there's that. But I also got Godzilla Peace on Earth from Jeremy. I didn't even know this book existed. I recognized the cover, but I just forgot. He's got so many books out, which is a great thing.
Yep.
And then Always My Father has always been sold out. Has always been sold out. So we have a Splinter Turtle like little story here. It's short. It's beautiful. It's got some great coloring inside of it. He's just so freaking good. And I was really excited he had this because it was sold out otherwise, right? So definitely pick that up. But I showed this off on the Blaine Fable show too. But yeah, I got this 11x17 commission of Thanos getting killed by Lone Wolf and Cub. So getting stabbed right through the neck.
Look at all the different colors on the guts. I love that, man. It's so great.
Disemboweled. And then of course, the little gauntlet being carried off to his dad, right? And it's just so cool. And of course, all the cherry blossoms and all the coloring, and it's perfect. In the cart, it has all the weaponry, has the scatter shot, all the different traps and things like that that he's installed throughout the series. And yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm in the Lone Wolf and Cub. I want to see them taking on the biggest threat. And who's the biggest threat? Well, it could be Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. So why not? And of course, he dispatches them with ease, right? So there you go, right there.
And that, dude, that was a sick idea that you cooked up. You know what I mean? That was a great prompt to give him.
Yeah, and he absolutely killed it too. So I couldn't be happier with that piece right there. It we both scored big time going over to Jeremy, man. We both got some amazing pieces.
Dude,
so I'm very happy.
The reaction on both of your faces, being able to witness that, because like it was like a big moment where we're like, oh, like,
yeah, we didn't see it before. We asked for it, and then we didn't see the final product. You know what I mean? So that was it.
Yeah, I feel like that was Jeremy was one of the guys we saw like all 3 days in one way or the other.
Yeah, we
ran it was like
going
by his table again or seeing him walk around. It was great. It seemed like he had a really good con. I hope that he did, because dude has got a bright ass future ahead of him.
Oh, heck yeah. Like, I don't even think that begins to describe it. Like, I look at these books, so I got the Splinter one and I got the Godzilla one, and it's like, they're not floppies so much as they're reminders that I got to play catch up with both of you, because I will be getting a commission. So Jeremy, if you're watching, like,
oh yeah,
mark your calendar. It's coming, buddy.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's
well worth it.
Yeah, let's take a look. Chat's been popping off here. Let's play a little bit of catch up here. We got Edson saying, a page from Power Fantasy. They honestly should have given it to you for free after how much you advertised it.
Big.
you are not going to hear.
I like the way you think. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's like genius from Edson, as always. We got Christina saying, chat, just so you know, these gentlemen are the sweetest people in person. It's a true honor to have met them. I feel now to have 3 truly amazing friends. I would say most of that is accurate, but like, yeah, we're not that sweet. Like, there's a hint of sourness there. Just saying. Just saying.
It was amazing to meet you, though. Definitely a highlight.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone that was in there in the community here, but Christina, I mean, she's if you're on YouTube and you appreciate comics, you know who Christina is. So being able to meet her in person was just like, it was extraordinary. It was so awesome.
For sure.
Yeah, we got Edson saying San Diego Comic-Con is insane. The whole city attunes to it. Dude, that's see all the Batmans or Ed Brubaker being interviewed on a harbor. Dude, that's well, that's the dream right there, guys. I want to interview Ed Brubaker on a harbor.
It must be like so much like best of both worlds, right? Because there is some great comic book stuff there. Like, you know, it is like this bloated Hollywood thing now, but there's still always great comic book premieres there and stuff like that. So that coupled with all the craziness must be a lot to take in.
Exactly, all the hoopla. We got Near Dark saying, telling Christina that's awesome. I haven't met any of you in person, but feel welcomed by the really great YouTube community. No doubt you're all wonderful people. That's awesome, man. That's really great to hear, because that's one of the lessons I learned. And I feel like I knew it, but it was really kind of awesome getting to meet so many YouTubers at the convention, which is kind of, Heroes has almost become like a comic YouTube gathering, like a get together. But the coolest thing that I feel like I experienced this year as opposed to last year is that you see different factions that are developing, because the comic book YouTube is a niche in itself, but also there's like mini niches in there as well, because then you have like the original art collectors and the indie guys in one faction, and you have the key hunters and the golden age people in one faction, and you have like the big 2 collectors and the signet. It's like you have like everything that you want out of a comic book YouTube space. Whatever kind of collector you are, there's a place for you. And that's really awesome. I was so stoked to see all the different approaches and all the different, like, I don't know, all the different ways that you could experience the con, but also a sense of unity amongst all of us. That was really great.
Yeah.
Let's see here. People saying what up? People saying what up? We got Brian hanging with us. Brian LCS, one of the many people that we met. Brian, nice seeing you.
What's up, Brian?
Bro.
All right. Let's see here. I'm scrolling quick, so let's see if hopefully I don't miss anyone here. We got
Drac in the house.
Well, Dracula hanging up here. Dude, we missed you this year.
No.
All right. Scrolling. We got Phelps hanging with us. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. now. Just saying.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Never was hungover, despite drinking more than I normally do. So that was
no
good.
kidding, right? I think the adrenaline helps quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna scroll through the chat here, gentlemen. Where did we go next, though? Help my insanely bad memory.
I mean, I think this is Friday. So what did we do?
Yeah, I don't know. What did we do? Okay, so we had a couple signatures that we were able to procure. Should I tell about the second part of stress that I had? Should I just dive right into part 2?
Yeah, you might as well. We could probably head towards Trad and Jim and that too. I think that was probably Friday. I don't know.
I feel like it was still Friday. So
yeah.
So I had another piece of artwork that I had commissioned to pick up at the convention, and it was, as much as I love power fantasy. Oh, let me head this way here. If you'll notice here, you can't see it; it's kind of off camera now, but I got Daredevil #1 back there, and I got a whole bunch of graded and signed Daredevil books back there. Why? Because Daredevil's the best superhero out there. Fight me. I dare you. Matt Murdock is the best. So when I found out that one of the premier artists from that's taking on the Daredevil book was going to be there, none other than Alex Maleev, I had to hit him up and find out, is there a possibility? Can you fit me in, buddy? Can you maybe squeeze a brother in there real quick?
Squeeze for sure.
Yeah, and well, what I found out was that squeeze was more than a squeeze, more than just a squeeze. But he was there, and I was so stoked. I prepaid for everything, and I said, "Hey, like, you're the artist. I don't really care what you do necessarily, but like, you already know I want Daredevil, but like, just do Daredevil or Electro. Like, what are you feeling in the moment? Do that, and I'm going to be really excited, whatever it's going to be." He's like, "Cool, I got you. Venmo, blah blah blah. Take care of everything." We get to the con and his handler's there, and I'm waiting in line, and I'm like, all right, well, let me knock it out, like meet him and see what kind of craziness I'm getting myself into. So I wait in line for a little bit, and I finally get up there, and I'm like, dude, it's so great to meet you. I can't wait to see the piece of artwork. He's like, oh yeah, let me get your name. And he seems incredibly organized. And I'm sure he is incredibly organized because he busts out this book. He's got names and check marks and prices and everything. Like, dude's ready. And I'm like, yes. This is amazing. This is exactly what I need after the Kinetic booth fiasco. And he's like, what's your name? And I'm like, oh, it's Eric. I was looking, I told you to like just free flow it, Daredevil or Electro, whatever you're feeling. He's like, all right, cool, great. And you paid, right? And I'm like, yeah, I paid. He's flipping pages. And your name's
That's the best when they ask you if you paid.
Yeah. Your name is what? Alex? Right? I'm like, no, Eric. Okay.
With an E? Yeah, with an E.
Yeah, with an E. With an E. Like, I don't have you in here, and I'm like, so I'm like grabbing for my phone. I'm like, I have your email. We talked on IG. This is me and you. We're talking. It's like, okay, it's gonna be okay. And I'm like, are you sure it's gonna be okay? I don't feel okay.
It doesn't sound like it's gonna be okay. It
doesn't sound okay.
It sounds like you don't have anything.
Yeah. He's like, I don't have anything. But lucky for you, I'm going to be here all 3 days. Are you going to be here all 3 days? I'm like, I can make sure I'm here all 3 days. So he's like, don't worry. We're going to make this right. We're going to figure this out here. I showed him all the emails, the transactional.
Dude, I had no idea it was this dire of a situation. I thought he like had it in process and he was just going to finish it up at the con. I didn't know you got there and he had nothing for you.
He didn't even know me, which God.
Yeah,
I mean, that's fine. I got a story out of it, but I was freaked out. And he's like, no, don't worry. And I'm like, and in my head, I'm thinking, oh, dude, oh man, like I'm gonna get an Alex Maleev piece of artwork, and that's fine. But like, dude, like I hope
it's a rush job.
Yeah, I hope it's not a rush job. And like, the whole reason I wanted to do this ahead of time was to give the artist the consideration and the time to be able to do something that was really going to be worthwhile. And
mind you, this is after Kinetic. You got the page that was too big for your portfolio. You were already stressing out about that page being too big. It was after you saw the page I got at Kinetic.
Like there's at one point I was just walking around. I just felt E's heaviness. Yeah, I felt E's heaviness on like my left side. I'm like, hey man, are you doing all right? He's like, dude, this Maleev situation has got me
he saw both of our Hyler.
And now it all makes like I felt like I kind of understood what was going on. Like, yeah, man, like, is he gonna finish in time? I had no idea. Like, this was from scratch. He was cooking it up.
Yeah, from scratch. And I should have known better. It was all going to work out. But in that moment, like, I mean, thank God that I wasn't book hunting, because if a vendor tried to, like, you know, sell me a dollar book for $30, I would have grabbed him by the collar and, like, I would have done terrible things because I was in the wrong mindset at that point.
Right.
Things all worked out here. And granted, we're jumping ahead of the game, but the story starts on Friday. So I'm gonna show this as a Friday pickup here.
Yeah.
I see him on Saturday. Everything is fantastic. It's hunky dory. He's like, come here. Take a look at this. It's not done. We got to let it dry, and I want to put some final touches on here, but I want you to see it. So let me solo myself here.
Oh, I tried to help you out.
Oh, there we go. All right. So this is what I end up getting here from none other than Alex Maleev. And I got to see the first part of it, which was before he got to put those finishing touches on there. And immediately upon seeing it, all that stress washed away. And I was like, holy crap, it was worth it. It was something that was going to be worthwhile. I have a piece of artwork by one of the premier Daredevil artists in my collection now, one of a kind. Whew. That's great. Yeah, it was something that, man, stressed me out, but it all worked out in the long run here. So I was incredibly excited to get an Elektra in my collection.
And he was happy to do Elektra because he was Daredeviled out, right? So like,
and he said that too,
yeah. He's like, I'll do Elektra. Yeah.
He's like, thank you for being open, man. I'm Daredeviled out, and I was just like, no problem. You're great.
Oh darn, I get a badass Elektra. Sounds good. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
I felt the stress.
You needed that win, dude. Me and Stu knew we felt it, man. You needed that win.
Just talking about it now and reliving it, I'm just like, oh my god, I'm feeling it again. Pressure's rising.
And you got that on Sunday, but for story's sake, we're just combining, I think, right, on Sunday, or was it?
No, it was Saturday. So
was it Saturday? Like
that
later?
Evening, it was funny too, because when I scooted by his booth when the con officially opened, he wasn't there, and maybe like an hour or so later, I scooted back over, and he was there, and he's like, I was late because I was finishing this up. I'm like, dude, you take as much time as you want. I don't care about any of these other people in line.
In between my scrambled eggs, I was drawing Elektra. Yeah,
basically. But if that's what he does between scrambled eggs, man, more power to you. That was awesome. On top of that, though, he had sketchbooks that he was giving out, or not giving out, but selling. But I had to get the Daredevil specific one, so got some of his incredible artwork here as well on the sketchbook. So was really stoked to have that, to see him. I wanted to get a book signed, but I already have someone. They were, like I have a Daredevil 50 that's signed by Bendis that's already slabbed, and I'm like, do I want to crack a slab just to have him sign it? Like, I'm getting a piece of artwork that means way more to me than anything else would. So like, I'm gonna ride with that and feel incredibly satisfied. So there's my stress part of the weekend completed, totally done, totally worth it though. So guys, where did we go from there? I feel like we hit up a lot of booths in between there, but okay, so let's talk about Trad.
Sure.
Because I feel like Trad was on Friday here. So
I think so.
Yeah, bust out your Trads.
Yeah, the only thing
thinking about the way that dude holds a marker.
Trad was a cool dude. So we talked to Ian Bertram. He shares studio space with Trad Moore and James Tynan over in New York City. And so we were giving Ian a bunch of crap for not making it out to Heroes when Trad was going to make it out to Heroes. So it was hilarious. We definitely brought that up to Trad when we were talking to him. That we've been making fun of Ian because he wasn't able to carpool with you, and he had a good time with that. Really, really sweet guy, down to business. He had a huge line. Very personable guy though, very warm, very friendly, appreciative. We got some pictures with him, so we sent that back to Ian just to rub it in his face even some more. But
we've been giving Ian shit pretty consistently about this. Like, I mean, there's been
we're
like, are you going to Heroes? You have no excuse. Brad's gonna be there. Don't make us do this.
I know, and I'm like, come on, Darcy will understand. He give you a break on the next book you guys are working on.
Yeah.
But the only thing I got was Little Bird. I got Little Bird second print #1. It's a fairly rare book. I don't see it very often at all. Never in the wild. And I got him to put his little Trad 2025 over there in the corner. So just something cool. It's,
I
obviously
think he said that even to you, didn't he? I don't see these.
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, right. Yeah. I think exactly. Yeah. I mean, there was so much. He's got a lot of great books to pull from. And if I had some of the other ones that you guys brought to, I would have definitely brought them. That's like one of the only Treadmore books I have. So it's just coincidentally, it's one of my favorite books of all time. So that was a really good time.
Well, and something that that was there that none of us took advantage of, but
Right.
so Trad is repped by Felix, and Felix's exclusive thing for the con was a print that you can get, and with this print, you got a free copy of Silver Surfer Black, the book that Donny Cates and Treadmore put out, but the manga version. So it was manga sized, black and white, and reinterpreted, from what I understand at least, with kind of manga stylings. So that was really cool. I've poked my head around eBay to see if anything is maybe dropping in there. I haven't seen anything yet, but when it does,
it's hard to say no to that. And the Daniel Warren Johnson one with the Wolverine book,
the Wolverine 800.
Both of those prints were sick, and
they were.
It was dope to see kind of Felix take a step up from last year. You know what I mean? They really got They really got their business in order, I felt like, and had much more of a presence. So
yeah. Well, Stu, why don't you show off? What did you get, man?
Or get Trad?
Yeah.
I was trying to find, I think it's in the other stack, but I got one of them. I got my Fall Sunrise. This is number 3. And I got number 1. And I think that's it from Trad. I was before the show, I was trying to find my Silver Surfer Black trade, because that was one of those books I read during COVID that I really loved. And just when I was kind of like voraciously reading everything. But I could not find it for the life of me before the show. But that print was hard to say no to. Dude, the Silver Surfer Black one. And they had one that was hung up behind him that was like incredible, man. I would love to get that one, that color print. Y'all remember that one? That super psychedelic.
I think that was just a backdrop, wasn't it? Just a backdrop they just kind of put up. I don't think they were selling prints of that.
Oh man,
yeah. The only print
a lot of people were asking about it because it was great.
It was. God, I wanted that so bad. But At first I thought it was like somebody's print that he was going to sign. But anyway, very cool to see him.
Yeah, and similar to Stu, I brought the Treasury edition of Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise here with the signature from where am I? I'm gonna try to point here. Where am I? From Trad and Heather Moore over there, who was with him as well. So the 2 people that worked on this book together. So that was really cool to see them, get photos with them. Super chill dude. Great vibe for the con. I think he set off kind of like the signature hunting portion of it for us in a big bad way, kind of similar to the way that Daniel Warren Johnson did. I love getting the attitudes of these creators when they're upbeat, vibing, having a great time. I was like, okay, this sets the tone. This puts us in the right mind space to where we can really jumpstart things.
Yeah, totally. For sure.
Yeah. Where should we were kind of jumping from there a little bit. Like we maneuvered around a little bit. We had a loose plan, but I feel like we all kind of stayed kind of tight knit, but also kind of moseyed off a little bit. Well, we talked to Mahdi. We basically hit up all the people that we were already tight with. So we made sure to hit up Mahdi, see what was up with him. We saw Tony McMillan. We saw Jesse Lonergan. We hung out actually quite a bit with Morgan Herron, which was awesome too. So we got his booth almost became a de facto place. Like if we weren't seeing him crossing paths all the time, like we were hanging out with him and seeing what was up with him. It was great to see him having a booth of his own. Doing incredible at the con, right? So he's solo, he's selling out all his artwork.
He sold out, right? Yeah,
he sold all of his covers for Frankie Boy Monster. His books were doing incredible. It was just great to see him doing as well as he was. So I was super stoked to see him and see him do so well. Nick, you got something from Morgan?
Yeah, you got that.
I did on Sunday.
We'll scrap the day.
We'll jump around because who the hell knows where we went.
I can't remember at this point.
Yeah, so Morgan's a really cool dude. He's got an unmistakable style. Instantly recognizable. He's one of those guys that kind of plays around with like the chaos, but also a very, very straight, defined line, things like that. So he had a couple portfolios with him. I was flipping through some pieces. He had these smaller cards that were really, really affordable and just really intriguing. I was bouncing back and forth between two separate ones. He had a Murder Falcon one, which is really dope, but like I have a lot of Danny Warren Johnson like stuff, and I don't have a lot of stuff from this other property. And I decided to go in this direction. I think I made the right choice, but I picked up this Invisible Man original piece right here. Dude. So not a print, it's actually an original piece. Fire. And it is just so cool. I just love it so much. And it's almost got like a moire pattern kind of thing going on, like in the, I don't know if it's on my screen or not, but like the way that he does his checker patterns, the way that he does like his static or just his busy lines, just such a good piece. And, you know, it's smaller, right? So like, you know, here's your typical comic size, but I mean, it's just really cool. And yeah, just so happy with that piece right there from him. Invisible Man, one of my favorite Universal monsters. And he has the most deaths, most kills of any of them. Really cool dude. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to have that piece. Yeah.
Isn't there an Invisible Man book coming out from Image? Who's drawing that though? I can't remember.
Oh, it's Miss Danny.
Is it Danny? Okay, I thought so. I thought
James
so.
Pine in writing and Danny drawing.
Yep. So you got Danny and you got Danny adjacent, basically.
No, yeah, maybe that was what did it for me. Maybe it was just on the brain, man. I don't know.
I think so.
That's interesting.
I think so. Where else did we hit? I feel like we all hit up someone that was like kind of on our minds for that particular day, but like maybe it didn't hit the Venn diagram of what we all wanted to hit for that particular, for the con itself, right? So I want to talk about real quick. I got to meet Shelley and Philip Bond here. Shelley Bond being editor extraordinaire, you know, for a multitude of comics. But the thing that most people probably know her for is kind of like the second phase of Vertigo after Karen Berger had left. So I got to chat with Philip Bond here. That was an amazing experience. So I got Fast Times in comic book editing from her, the soft cover signed by Shelley. Wonderful person. Again, like when I say editor extraordinaire, it's one of those things where like I feel like editors are a little bit like offensive linemen in football. When you hear their name, it's either there's something extraordinary or something bad. And when you don't hear them, that just means that you're kind of like treading the line here. When Shelley Bond's name comes up, it means that you're getting excellence in the craft of comic book editing and making. So that was awesome. And on top of that, Philip Bond, if you don't know, incredible artist. I loved his stuff. Again, was introduced to him back in the day.
Where do I know him from?
So he has a style. He has a style that's like really close to Jamie Hewlett a little bit. He's worked with Grant Morrison on Kill Your Boyfriend. He has done there's a book called Vertigo Pop that was my introduction to him, and he's done. It was all about basically like this aging rock star, like doing like a Freaky Friday body swap with like this young musician, and then whatever do the old switcheroo. Here we go. Yeah, Simpleton, London Pop. He has there's a lot of musical influence with his stuff here. So speaking of that musical influence, I picked up his square shaped book Geezer, which is about it's kind of like that Blur era Britpop kind of stuff. So think Oasis, think Blur, think like early Radiohead kind of stuff. So that kind of era of music. I can't wait to dive into these. Issues 1 and 2 are out. Issue 3 just hit Kickstarter. Or just funded on Kickstarter. So I can't wait to get those. So check out Off Register Press for checking these out. And then
he did a bunch of Invisibles as well with Morrison, right? And Invisibles.
I haven't gotten through Invisibles.
He has a lot of Invisible credits.
Dude, that's awesome. Okay, that makes me more excited. Because that's just looking at the hardcover that I have is daunting. I'm like, am I even gonna understand any of this?
Yeah, I gotta get to that book one day. That's the Morrison books I haven't read.
Yeah, well, we're in the same boat. So imagine that you might get all three of us talking about Invisibles one day. But he also has his Inktober collections that he puts out with all of his little sketchbooks. So I had to check those out. I love this dude's artwork. It's fantastic.
That's awesome. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. His inks are really good. The blacks are awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Really great stuff. So check out Off Register Press for all of everything from Shelley and Philip Bond here.
Christina.
Thanks, Christina.
Yeah,
just on the freaking pulse, man.
Let's
Damn.
go. Love
the
it.
best.
Moderator extraordinaire for nothing. Like that,
Jeez.
you earned that title. So yeah, it was great to get to chat with them, gets to kind of get their insight and knowledge, and just like sometimes I just like thanking the creators, right? Just so something as simple as like,
Yeah.
hey, dude, like your work really influenced me, and like I want you to know that. So thank you. So it was great to be able to do that with them. Did you guys have any creators? I feel like there must have been. Like, who did you
Let's
hit
talk
up?
about Aaron Campbell, dude.
I wanted to say that for Stu.
Yes.
You got to bring up Aaron
There we
Campbell.
go.
All right, let me dig it out, dude. Nick, you show off because you haven't shown off your remark yet, and I think your remark is just as sick, if not sicker.
Yeah, I'm
than
saving
mine.
that sheet kind of for.
Oh,
for
okay.
now.
Yeah. I would say that both of them are remarkable. Haha.
Oh yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Stu's getting ready. So Aaron Campbell, artist on Hellblazer, Dead in America, worked with Slice Barrier a lot. Does a lot of Constantine work. Does an amazing Swamp Thing. Amazing Constantine. Just an incredible guy. He does painted remarks, which are freaking beautiful. Many different layers, awesome colors. Guy has a beautiful eye for that shadow and that effect and everything. So we saw him at the booth, and Stu, take it away.
Well, first of all, it's y'all's favorite cover, which I always love.
Oh,
You guys react.
take them off screen. Take them off screen. God, that's so gross.
Right?
Fine. All right, you'll get
The Ed Gein special. And yeah, dude, he was doing remarks for $60, man. Painted remarks for $60. So
Yeah.
I asked him, I said, just do whatever you feel like. And he's like, what's your favorite Universal monster? And I said, let's go with Frankenstein. And so he did this beautiful purple
Hell
green,
yeah.
and yeah, man. Just one of my favorite contemporary artists. Very, very, very cool dude to meet and talk with. So very gracious with his time, and yeah, man, such a talent. So dope to meet him.
Dude.
Yeah, he was happy to be there. He loved talking to us. He liked just kind of chit-chatting and things like that. Like I said, the painted remarks. I mean, he's penciling it a little bit. He's doing some highlights. He's doing some base color. You don't know exactly where it's going. Then all of a sudden, layer after layer after layer after layer, it starts coming together, and it's just beautiful. And you can see him on Instagram Live too. He does a lot of that stuff live.
Yeah, if Jeremy Tyler won like the artwork mind-blowing portion of the con, I feel like Aaron Campbell won the conversational mind-blowing thing of the con, because hearing the man talk and some of the things that he was discussing, I was just enthralled. I wanted to stand by his booth and just listen to him all day.
So I tried to find the clip of Alan Moore talking about meeting John Constantine in person, but it was really, really cool and special how he told us that story of meeting John Constantine. So just for those of you who don't know comic book lore, starting with Alan Moore, who created the character, and on down the line, there's been all these instances of creators running into like having these real life encounters with the character of John Constantine, as it were, of like this incarnation, this special incarnation of him. And he had one in this Arizona restaurant with his wife, and he was telling us about it. It was just one of those really special stories. And it was just so cool to hear, him add to that lore. But yeah, I just want to point out, dude, I wish it would focus, but look at the little level of detail. This was like 4 minutes too. Like he was so fast with it.
Yeah.
Incredible. But yeah.
And
wait till y'all see Nick's later.
Oh yeah, I asked for a Constantine, so yeah, it's really amazing. And he had his original art there too, so we were flipping through the books while he's talking and sharing stories and going through stuff, and his stuff is incredible. His interior pages, oh my god, like a little bit too much for my wallet, but like, oh my god, they were so nice though.
Well, after Friday, within an
after
hour,
Friday,
you were basically like,
certainly too much.
I'm done, boys.
Yeah.
But dude, he was one of those guys I think we were all considering spending
for sure,
like big money with. Like him, he was up there with he didn't make the cut, and Art Adams was up there at one point in time. But like
Adams was, yeah,
man. I don't know, Adams' prices were a bit too steep. Granted, he's not going to be there that many more years, but I don't know what you could get at your value wise is for 15 or 30 minutes from him versus what you could get from several other artists. It's hard to. It's hard.
And trying to
Tough
navigate
decision.
Yeah, trying to get to Art Adams Like, I mean, it took like Ethan Hunt style like maneuvering. Like you would have had to drop from the ceiling onto his booth, like
Yeah,
to sneak in there trying to get that, because like the line was always insane. And he had very particular times because the dude was like, from what I can tell and everything he's been posting on IG, the guy was a machine. Like there are so many remarks and so many sketch covers he did.
He did a lot of sketch covers, man.
A lot
like,
of them. Crazy. So yeah, it was.
I will say, like, Aaron Campbell is now on my top list of people that if I ever see him again in a con, I will try to budget for it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I want to get a page of Dead in America. I think that would be amazing. And it was so great flipping through there and saying, I remember this scene. And he was like, oh yeah, that was that scene.
Yeah.
And this was going on. I'm like, dude, I know this was crazy. Like that happened so many times.
Well, and hearing about, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, it goes back to the experience you mentioned before of just like, you didn't plan on having that conversation. You didn't think you're going to have that experience, but you just took the time, you showed your appreciation, and they gave it right back. And those are the memories you walk away with.
And being like, we all loved Hellblazer Dead in America too. Hearing the story about him making the book and kind of like him plotting his course, like, you know, as he was kind of like moving through, you know, changing from one place to another, and how that book almost mimicked that same travel pattern as well. Like,
yeah, it's very meta.
Yeah, that life imitating art kind of thing. It was really cool hearing that story. But again, that's like the magic that kind of comes from John Constantine, if you will. So it was really cool.
Yeah.
Dude, moments like that are what it's all about. Hey, hearing stories like that, being, you know, standing next to one another is the best. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. So before I move on here, Fable's dipping out here. Just want to make sure said, Fable, nice seeing you, man. Have a wonderful evening, and we will.
Oh yeah,
good interview, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Let us know. We'll hit you up.
And we also had another person that we met here in person, his first time at Heroes Con here, Paul in the 619. Dude, it was great getting to see you. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. It was great getting to see you in person, though, especially being a fellow West Coaster that made the trek out there, man. So like, there's a heightened level of appreciation for you being there.
For sure.
I know that trek. I know what that looks like. So excellent seeing you.
Paul was going hard in the paint. Paul was live streaming Saturday night from his hotel room like a freaking boss, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So shout out to Paul. It was, Paul was another, like, along with Christina, one of the people who I was most looking forward to meeting. That was great.
Yeah, the content creators that were also really, really putting out content while they're, dude, more power to you. But as we talked about right on the jump, good Lord, there's energy, there's aspirations, and there's energy. And those two things, man, they took a toll on us for the day. Like, we left it all on the floor, and then
pretty much,
and then we tried to pick ourselves back up each and every day. Do you guys, all right, let's talk about what became the talk of the con for both of you as you tortured me relentlessly talking about a certain creator. We get to meet Craig Thompson.
This is, I gotta shout out Nick. I can't even.
Go ahead, man. Shout him out.
If it wasn't for that car right down, I would have never gone into that room with the creepy babysitter. So I gotta shout out my boy.
Well, and I'll extend that shout out to the monthly comic book review show. I think it was there where I wrote down the word Craig Thompson in blankets. You know, Greg read it. I think Robbie's read it. And I think it was that. I think somehow, but it's also, I think there was an episode of Cartoonist Kayfabe, potentially they brought out blankets or something like that, or just talked about it in passing as some great, like, story to read or whatever. And then it was on, Craig Thompson was on Ink Pulp right before the con, I think, right? And so I was like, wait, I have blankets. And I went over here and I'm like, yeah, I bought it. I had it for a year now. It's been sitting in my corner, just like in my to read pile. Same. And I got to it because Craig was coming to the con. And I'm like, holy shit, this is really great. I'm so happy that you guys like jumped right on board and read it. And yeah, it was awesome. He was such a cool dude.
Yeah. So for those who weren't there to experience the disdain that I did, Nick and Stu both read blankets in preparation for going there. And I wanted to, didn't have time. And all they did for 3 days straight is basically talk about blankets. And I'm like, I hate you guys.
Especially on the way down, like as I'm reading it, like me and Nick are just going back and forth. Yeah. And you were,
Yeah, my flight lands and I see this chat full of, oh my God, this and that. Oh my God. Heartbreaking and heartfelt and so emotional and amazing. And I'm like, screw you guys. I hate you. But we got to meet the man, right? And when we talk about warmth, man, like that guy was, he took time with every single person that was in the line to see him, really had a moment with each and every person. So yeah, just so delightful, right? Like I'm trying to search for the words. He was incredibly delightful to me, and he really took a moment to, you know, to sign all of our books here, but really like say how much he appreciated us being there, and you know, like really get to know the person in that little space of time that you have with him. But we all got ginseng roots at the very least, right? So I got ginseng roots here, and I got the signature from him, personalized and all that kind of stuff. But
and he does that whole thing. So like that page just had the title on it. Now he draws the root, the thanks, the Eric, the Craig, the date.
Like that's
he did the whole thing for free just because you bought the book.
Yeah, exactly. So such a cool dude here. But you guys, you brought I think at least one of you, if not both of you, brought blankets and picked up.
I think Stu brought his copy of blankets, right?
I bought ginseng there. Got the same. Let me just show mine off real quick.
And while he's getting ready to show that off here for the chat as well, I did read Blankets in one sitting last night. It was incredible. Everyone go read that book.
It's
incredible. I love the way he wrote my name. Like I want to sign my name like this from now on. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, well, let's talk about that.
He's got a better signature than I do. Like I love it so much.
I love the fact that when you had him, he's like, you know, because he's asking, well, what's your name? And you said,
oh yeah.
And he's like, how do you spell that? And of course, you were like, you know, you must have heard this before. And I'm like, it's like the soup.
Like the soup?
It's cute that you're laughing about it again. Yeah, it was so hilarious.
Hey, really I had to get the one joke, up. Bro. I had to have a Craig Thompson one up at one point of the weekend. Okay, you guys had like 35 one up moments on me.
But you're right, man. Like the whole experience, he was like, "Where are you from?" And how was your travel and all this stuff. And then, you know, so he wasn't just sitting there silent, like drawing, like he was talking with us and conversing. It felt like between the three of us, he probably spent it felt like 15 minutes between the three of us, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Maybe more, right? Because he had to do like 6 doodles or 7 doodles or whatever. So like it was just a great time talking to him. He was on tour, right, since April. So he was hitting, and Heroes was his last stop. So he had tons of books with him. He had 2 helpers with him. He had a prime spot at the Heroes Con, like premier spot right in the entrance, which was awesome.
When we were trying to find his table, they moved his table, right?
They did.
Nick has, like, first of all, it's just great to, like I've said earlier, ride on y'all's coattails as far as organizational skills and like approach to this con, because y'all like do not fuck around. So Nick, like, we're walking through the paddock. Nick is like here. He's supposed to be here. He's supposed to be right here. I was like, yo, I believe you, bro. Like, where is he? Something's wrong. But they moved this table like come to right to the front, right where you came in. And what I loved like most about the experience, it wasn't even like a one-on-one. He left and went to the bathroom, and he came back, and before he came back and he sat down, he was like, "Thank you all so much for waiting." It was just like those little bits like go so far with me. And it was like
it's those Midwestern sensibilities, man.
Yeah, honestly though, his personalness and like his kindness was really like contagious, and just it was pure and kind of radiated off of him. So it was like so impressive to meet that guy. Yeah. So shout out to Nick for putting me on.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys love it as much as I do. But I think we all got ginseng root, and then he did sketches, and then I think that we all got Habibi as well. So we're going to be checking that out.
Yeah,
I got it.
I just got ginseng root, but like after reading Blankets, and I have a feeling this is going to be a one sitting experience as well.
Ginseng is not a one sit experience. It's very much. It's a lot more dense than Blankets is for sure.
Right, like Blankets is bigger in size, but ginseng root is much more dense.
Yeah. Okay. Ginseng is like, how many pages is this? It's only like 4. It's only like mid 400s, where Blankets is like 600, but way more dense.
Yeah, half of ginseng root is like a social studies textbook. You know
right.
Okay.
But then I was like, well, I'm gonna buy everything. So like I went ahead and picked up Habibi as well, and just to show like the little sketch on the inside since I haven't read this one yet. I can't even see
Oh,
myself.
hell
So
yeah.
Dude,
he did a great
That's
job.
awesome, dude.
You know, sketching on the inside and everything. So I'm really excited for this. And yeah, he's made another fan of all of us. So we're gonna be checking out all of his stuff going forward. And Stu, you finished Ginseng Root recently. I'm like on page 80 or 90, and Eric just started it as well. So we're having a great time with that at one as well. So highly recommend Craig Thompson's work if you haven't read it yet. Read Blankets first, and then Ginseng Root, and then Habibi probably.
Yep.
But yeah, great stuff.
Yeah. It's beautiful to see how personal it is to him.
Yeah. We got Edson saying one of his favorite con moments was when he met Gabriel Ba, asked his name, and said, "Hey, that's my." See, I love moments like that, and plus Gabriel Ba, like
that's awesome,
so good.
Right? Yeah,
awesome. So freaking good, man.
That's so cool. You got to meet him.
We got Comic Patrol popping in real quick to say hi, man. Thank you for stopping in. We always appreciate you, friend of the channel.
Absolutely.
You guys want to rapid fire a couple things because I feel like that we got a lot of other signatures. But we could probably like burn through a couple real quick. Sure. I'll go ahead and start with Klaus Jansen. We were super stoked to see Klaus there. His handler was there helping him out here. It was a real quick interaction with him, but totally worthwhile. Appreciate this dude and everything he's done for the comic book industry. So it was great meeting him. We had Nick Dragotta there as well. So he was part of the Felix clan.
Yep.
His line, he might have been, it seems to me like he was like the name of the con because his line was always jam-packed. If it weren't him, Daniel Warren Johnson, both of them sitting next to each other was insanity a little bit because those lines were always super long. Right before us in line, we had an individual that basically just unloaded like 150 copies of Absolute Batman #1, like right in front of us to get signed, and we're like, oh, fine.
Yeah, my rant on the Blame Fable show. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
I got my Ghost Cage signed by him, so that was really cool getting to meet him.
He was appreciative of that coming too. He's like, "Oh, old school stuff. This is great." He probably didn't see another one of those since that whole weekend.
Which is crazy that it's considered old school. Like this
came out 2 years ago.
Yeah. It's like, wow, man. Like the times, the time scale for comics is like just so quick.
Yeah.
Other than
that,
I
drew it 10 years ago. You know what I mean? That's how that usually works.
That's true too. But if you haven't read Ghost Cage, go check that out. I also got to meet Rick Quinn and Dave Chisholm, the artist and writer of one of my favorite series so far this year, Spectrum. Really cool to meet them. Really cool to see Dave Chisholm's artwork live and in person. I got, again, real close to pulling a trigger. Maybe I'm kicking myself still for that one too. But those were a couple of quick rapid fire ones. What else did you guys have?
So you got
Jim Rugg, man, got his new Alien Disclosure book and the adult one, which I can't show on here.
Don't worry, I'm not monetized. They can't demonetize me.
Tom.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Tom Scioli. Nice. Yeah.
On a bunch of my stuff. I love Tom's signature.
It's the best.
It is so cool. Yeah. I hope he writes his checks that way too.
That would be funny.
Jeffrey Allen Love.
I love it.
I gotta be honest. Like, I love this guy. He totally feels unenthusiastic and like he does not want to be there every time I have an encounter with him though. So it's kind of like a bummer.
Yeah. Sometimes you have those moments with people. I did enjoy reading that though.
Yeah, absolutely. It was
cool. You got that copy there. You got that one there. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It was cool to get that a week early. I just got the one Klaus book.
We both got the Punisher. Heck yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Comics Curing Cancer.
Yep.
Yeah, I got the art book. We all got that, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's, and then the Dragotta and Daniel Warren Johnson's, of course. I love the Dragotta signature on the Batman. Yep. And then DWJ with Mike Spicer in the pink.
That's so awesome.
Great, man. So
meeting Mike Spicer was actually, I mean, I was excited for it, but it ended up being much cooler than I could have ever anticipated.
Absolutely.
Either.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, really great guy. I'll show off mine here, but Nick, go ahead. If Stu, if you're done, we'll
that was that was like I plowed through a bunch of books right there for sure.
Yeah, I'll plow through a lot of these onesie twosies here then too.
Cool.
So Metal Society. So we have Zach Kaplan. He was there, so he signed the cover right there. He was kind of like on. He was in salesman mode, right? I was trying to approach him as a fan. He was in salesman mode. Yeah, props to him. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed Metal Society, and I think he was appreciative of that, which is really cool. Tom Shilley was there, obviously. Stu showed that off. Got Final Frontier from him as well. This really interestingly cut book. If you see it, like it's got like a wedge to it. It's really fun. Some pretty cool artwork inside of this. Haven't gotten into it yet, but I'm excited to dive in and see what that's all about. Little mini zine right there. Thanks to Stu, man. I got this Nick Dragotta as well, but he did the black and white. So I got the white
That's
paint
sick.
right there.
That looks great.
So really dope how he
Yeah.
signs like in that little cape part right there. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Of course, Jim Rugg got the Alien book as well. So I haven't gotten into this yet, but I'm going to be excited for that. Comics Curing Cancer, of course.
Yep.
I got that one. David Sanchez, little limited one right there. And then Jeff DeCal, we got the Absolute Wonder Woman little sig down there on the side over here, rather. So one of my favorite covers that he's done recently. Really wish the dude would put another sketchbook because he would have gotten another $30 out of me if he would have went ahead and had a sketchbook out. But
that was one of the disappointments of the weekend. So Jeff, if you're listening, if you're watching here, dude, we want more. We want that sketchbook.
Yeah, we want more stuff. Yeah, Simpleton, I understand. It's really thick. So when he squeezes it, it creates this wedge, which is really interesting. Yeah. But correct me if that's not correct either. But yeah, Jeff, man, he needs another sketchbook, dude. I mean, we are ready for it. He has so many good pieces of work out there. Just do your covers in a sketchbook, black and white, man. I don't care. We need it. Put it out. But yeah.
Did we show off? Well, here I'll show off one more thing here because we had all shown off the Jim Rugg stuff here, but I had brought
your Street
Angel. Yeah, so we got that signed. Let me just find the page here. Come on. Oh, it's a couple pages in apparently. There we go. So we got the Jim Rugg signature with the little doodle of Street Angel herself here. So that was pretty awesome. Great. Like he is awesome. He is always a great little conversation to have here when you're at on. He's just like a wealth of knowledge. Again, just like similar to Craig Thompson, super warm, super inviting, great dude to talk to because he's there for the con vibes too. Like I remember we were talking to him actually, and this is a great transition point because we can talk about a couple of the books we got, but we're like, come on, you're an indie dude. We're indie dudes. Like, what's the booth, man? Where are we missing secret gold, man? Where should we be digging? And he's just like, he kind of points right over there. He's like, that's the booth, man. Like that place, it's incredible. You're gonna find a lot of cool stuff. Trust Jim Rugg. That's all I'm gonna say. The man put out like a comic book, like kind of like tour guide basically of Pittsburgh for a reason because the dude knows his stuff and he knows where to get books. And I was able to procure a couple different things here by the one and only Michel Fiffe. So I got Zegas, one of his earlier works here. So I got Zegas #1 first print, Zegas #2 first print there. I was able to get Fiffe to sign this one as well right there. Awesome. And because... yeah, make sure to check out the all-new, all-different Blame Fable show to hear my rant and recommendation about my trip back from Heroes Con, which was troublesome. But one of the best parts about it is that it gave me time to look for the things I missed at the con and pick up some run fillers. So while I was there, I made sure to hit up eBay and I got Zegas issue 0. So I was able to finish out the trifecta of all these issues here. So
and it was really cool, like when you went and got him to sign it, and he was like reminiscing about it with his partner. Like, do you remember this? Because he had like memories about it getting printed. It's just cool. That's what it's all about to me. Like I know I keep saying that phrase, but like when you get to share those moments alongside creators and see them kind of react to something like that, it's special.
Yeah, exactly. Were there any? What kind of gets did you guys get? I know that book hunting was light for us because it really wasn't the purpose of the show for us, right? That wasn't like the prime objective. But did you guys get any books that were, I don't know, some Hallmark items?
don't think I got any books. Stu, did you get any? I know we we got some more, like I have some more original art stuff that I picked up, but like book wise, I don't think I bought anything.
Okay. I can definitely kickstart Nick into one of the pieces of artwork you got here, but let's see what. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say I knew there was some other books there. Let's go.
Yeah, that was a great find.
Present for my boy E.
Oh, that's I got.
Oh yeah. We got a lot of Shout out to these two guys for like all the gifts and stuff, guys. Thanks so much.
My boy Nick gave me Immortal #1. Thank you, brother. These two are really cool finds at the Cerebral Vortex booth, which is the one he just mentioned. I got 2 Corbin books. Here doing House of Horror.
Oh, right.
Edgar Allan Poe. And then the Conqueror one.
It's so gnarly.
Yeah, man.
I know. Jeez. Corbin's work is just, it's insane.
I love it. I love it so much. And then there was one other one. Hold on. To show off, but if I find it, I'll find it. Yeah, y'all take it away.
Okay.
So did you get anything from Jonathan? Did you got a Jonathan Marks?
Yeah. Me?
Yeah.
I think he's prompting you, Stu.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe, yeah. I thought we're showing off books right now, though. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Yes, I did get something from Jonathan Marks.
Okay, we could save that a little bit. I mean, I'll show something real quick unless you got something right in the hand.
I got one thing real quick.
Okay.
We got to see Jesse Lonergan, artist and I guess creator of books like Hedra. He had done the artwork on Man's Best, and I was able to pick up his latest mini, We Ride at Night, which is kind of like a Streets of Fire meets Batman kind of homage kind of thing, where it's like this 50s greasers version of Batman. Really cool stuff here. Getting to talk to him was fantastic. He's got a book Drum coming out in August that looks incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
He had a copy there. It was great to flip through it. It was really
exactly cool. Yeah. So when I say that, it's not like we're not looking at PDFs or previews. Like we got to hold it in hand, and it was
nice.
It was so awesome. But Nick, you had something. You were talking about original art. Yeah.
Well, now sticking with the book theme.
Do you have books? Okay.
We'll keep bouncing back. Yeah, the only one. So that they had a con exclusive for Frizzen, right? So I got that Harley.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So shout out to Eric. I was in line forever, I think on Saturday for Frizzen. And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, it's right over there." And I'm like, "Ah, shit, I don't want to leave my line." And then Eric just happened to walk by. I was like, "Dude, give me a couple copies." So went ahead and grabbed one of these. And that was really dope. And she signed it there. But then I also got my Belief signed, which is in that gold marker, which I think is really dope with that cover. It works really, really well.
That's like a pretty rare comic too, right?
I think it's like it's definitely one that I had to like search online for, and
what is that book?
Age of Conan. So it's Conan's girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Come on, you don't know Belief?
No,
Belief is his current girlfriend, I think, in the book. Yeah. And then what's first place from here? It's I think this is like a 1 in 50 or 1 in
fire.
Or something like that. Again, it's one.
I know the weird pregnant teenager from What's the Furthest Place from Here.
But do you know what the furthest place from here is? Because I still don't.
Don't ask me any other questions about that book. I have no idea.
So basically, I found like the 2 more rare, more valuable books in my collection from her instead of like covers that I really like. All these are dope covers, and then the con exclusive, which is really awesome foil and everything. So, I think that's really like. As far as like comics that I got this one cool one from Anya Driffel as well. Anya Driffel. So she did this like Savannah anthology book, Heartbreaking Savannah. It's a bunch of like poetry and stuff from all these artists and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. Girl Scouts started in Savannah, Georgia. So I got this one like partially for my wife as well. So she can take a look at it and see like the different things that might be in here about Savannah and the culture related to it. So Anya Driffel did that one, which is a surprise.
Part of the superhero bullpen right there, right? Artist of
part of the superhero bullpen. Yeah. She did Creep Sneak Kill with Monty Keene. Did a great job on that. Yeah.
Guys, go ahead.
I got to shout out Andrew Cronky, who Nick so I read and loved this Silent Mission G.I. Joe issue, but didn't realize Roadblock, the Roadblock one with the hot chocolate at the end, but didn't realize it was him. And Nick, I just kind of like was tagging along with Nick, and got to that table and got to meet him. That was super cool. Unexpected encounter.
Yeah, he did Blood Urk, if I'm pronouncing that right, like the barbarian weird awesome thing recently, and then he did that one. I forgot he did that one because the style is so damn different. It was just one of the books sitting there on the table.
Yeah.
When we were talking to him. So yeah, it was pretty dope.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to think that it's like the Roadblock issue is like a toned down version of his artwork because it was still so like over the top and wild. So
for sure.
Okay, I think that we can all so we hit up the D-Dubs line. Did we show off our D-Dub signatures yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay, let me go ahead and kick that off here. So I brought Extremity. I was able to get that signed by Mike Spicer here. And then with D-Dubs there, he did an incredible, huge signature remark for me right there. Extremity was a book that I just finished reading a couple months ago. Thoroughly enjoyed it as I
really just a piece of advice: if you're gonna get a signature from D-Dubs, take a hardcover.
Bring a hardcover.
Bring a hardcover because they go ham on that front cover, like it is, or on the front page here. It's this I didn't ask for that, didn't pay anything extra for it. The dude just kind of digs doing it. So make sure that you do that. What did you guys get from D-Dubs and Spicer actually?
Just some Transformer #1 goodness. I got this, and then the other what's his name?
The Starscream one?
Yeah.
Don't mess up Transformers in here. You know how much Fable gets on our case about that.
Yeah, I was about to totally blank. And I just #1 as well.
Yeah, I pretty much grabbed all my #1. So I brought like Extremity, Moon is Following Us, Murder Falcon, Powerbomb, Transformers, Wonder Woman. So I got dual autographs on all that stuff. And then I brought my Art of Extremity Kickstarter, the smaller of the two books that came on the Kickstarter. This is just the Art of, and like I got the dad, or you got the daughter, but I got the dad. I don't know if that's in frame. I got the dad on the inside. You got the daughter. So yeah, great little compliment there. And dude, he's just, he's a pleasure as always. I remember walking up to him and saying like, hey, how you doing? He's like, oh, thanks for coming back and stuff. I'm like, there's no way you recognize me, but he's just such a cool dude.
Heck yeah.
To talk to, but his line was way worse than it was last year.
Well, they put him in the spacious part of
they put him in a nice part of town.
Yeah.
Well, while we got away from kind of like structuring this by days, that was a lesson that we learned. So Friday was like a scatter shot of we didn't know what the hell.
We honed it out on Saturday. For sure.
Saturday was like D-Dubs,
business,
like,
man. Yeah,
get in line. Like we're knocking stuff out. The other thing, were you guys able to celebrate in the same way that I was, a certain time that we talk about on this show every single week?
I didn't, because I went back. I think I was in line somewhere. I don't remember where. And I tried to go back, and there was a line again, and I gave up. But you guys, man, take it away.
All right, fools. I'm soloing this then, because apparently I'm the only one that's celebrating it. And I'm going to celebrate in extreme fashion here by showing off the Panosian time procurements here. We got Pop Kill issue #1 here with the Panosian signature here.
So good.
We got, this is crazy. We got Absolute Wonder Woman #1 with the Panosian remark down here. That's awesome. This was honestly, like, so far cover of the year. Well, I guess cover of last year, right? Because it came out last year, but I love this cover. This is amazing.
That one's so fire.
I got the chance to tell the one and only Dan Panosian about Panosian time as well, which got a chuckle out of him. And he made sure to call me back over and be like, I appreciate that. And I'm going to make sure that next time I'm talking to my wife and, we have to make a decision, I'm going to let her know. It's Panosian time.
It's Panosian time, baby.
And if his wife doesn't believe him, believe Luke Cage here, because even Luke Cage knows that it's Panosian time.
That's dope.
It was great being able to celebrate that dude with everything that he does, as much as we appreciate him on this show right here. I talked about it previously as well. I got to figure out a way how to do this. These are not in my PC. These, as much as I enjoy them and love them, these are not mine. These are going to be one of yours. When that's going to be, we'll find out pretty soon here. We'll definitely do like a drop something in the comments kind of thing, and we'll randomly select you. But keep your eyes and ears open. Make sure that you're watching. We'll figure out what that's going to be like here in the very near future. So if you like Panosian like we do, make sure you're checking us out. So I'm going to set those aside here. We ended the con, at least in regards to a creator interaction, on a really strong note, in my opinion, because we spent Sunday finally meeting up with the people, the very first announced creators for Heroes Con 2025, which was Mike and Laura Allred, the fantastic team behind Madman, great runs on X-Force and X-Statics, Batman, Dark Age, all of the Superman, Mark Russell
Superman,
stuff.
Batman, Dark Age, yeah.
Exactly, all that kind of stuff here. Man, what a closer, right? What a way. Like it was like when a band comes out for the encore and they kick off that song that you've been waiting for all freaking night. That's what it felt like meeting Mike and Laura, man. It was such a wonderful experience for them. Yeah, so go ahead. Stu, why don't we start with you if you're ready? Can you show off what you got?
I have, yes.
Or we can kick it over to Nick if you need a second.
Yeah, I'm a little scattered. Go ahead.
I got mine right here. Yeah, that's no worries. Yeah, so like Eric said, man, we were laser focused on Sunday morning towards the Allreds. So we definitely did that. I think, some of these are pretty predictable, right? So I got like the X-Force 116, just the dual sig on those with Mike and Laura. And they gave us this little card as well.
Yeah.
That you could sign. So I just like threw it in there. They pretty much were just like handing those out to people and signing them. And then I got the Madman signed up there, just a dual sign.
Yeah.
And he was trying out new markers and stuff, which was interesting. So his is like a little bit different marker than Laura's. I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, she was giving him shit about
so that was a cool conversation. And then I should have brought my Superman Space Age. I don't know why I didn't, because I had it in the back. But I brought my Dark Age Batman as well, just that collaboration with Mark Russell. And they're actually working on Wonder Woman very, very soon. So I cannot wait to finish that Trinity out. But yeah, I think those are the three things besides the collab piece that I got signed.
Nice. Yeah, I got the same thing. So I got the Madman. I got the X-Force here by Mike and Laura. Dude, what you got, man?
Crossover variant.
That's a great call to bring that. Yeah,
I know. That is so cool.
Some early kitchen sink Madman. You can't really see Mike's. It's up there in the red.
His wife Laura gave him all shit for that too, right?
Yeah.
That was one of the best moments.
She's like, if you want him to sign it somewhere else, he will. Just ask him.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's all right.
Like,
we knew who was running.
I think it's ridiculous that he signed it up there in red. This one worked out though. So I just brought like some of my favorite Madman covers from the Dark Horse run.
That's a great cover too.
The Jeff Darrow one. This is my all-time favorite, and the red came out on this one. Okay, too. The Alex Ross joint.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, make them more. And then the Superman Space Age one, you can't even see. It's like you can.
Or maybe it was that one. Or what was one?
Yeah, that could have been.
Yeah, I think this was it.
Dude, look at all that blue. You could have signed
because hers is down there at the bottom. Like, no problem. And I got a Madman figure, which is back up on the shelf. Sorry, I don't have that. And then I got my slug.
Dude,
right up.
Me and my kid have been playing with that freaking frisbee every single day since the con.
Mine's sitting right here on my table. I haven't looked at it since. That's crazy. I need to bust it out.
It was really, we were like literally the like second and third and fourth in line. So it was really, incredible. They were just so kind with their time and so warm. And their handler was really cool. I forget the guy's name. I wish I had it on hand because he's got a great Kickstarter. That book he had looked really cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember E?
Yeah,
I got his card probably.
Got it right here. Graphic NYC, the essay collection. We were flipping through that. Yeah. Oh my God. The creators that are included on this: Neil Adams, Mike Allred, Brian Azzarello, Dick Giordano, Bob Fingerman, Michelle Fife, David Mack. I mean, like seriously, like the list is insane.
Everybody. He just sat down and did these like little kind of, portraits / interviews with these artists. We were reading the Allred one while I was online. It was really good. But yeah. graphicnyc.com. He's got a Kickstarter you can help support. But dude was super, super kind. And the book looks fantastic. So
and it looks like funding ends on the 15th of this month here. So if this sounds interesting to you, which trust me, we had it in our hands, it looked like it was interesting. A lot of good creators on this. For if you want to get some insight on comic books themselves here, check that out. 7/15 is when funding ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful end cap to our great conversation kind of journey when it came to Heroes. But we haven't talked about some of the other things, which is the nightly activities that happen at Heroes Con. First being the drink and draw, second being the art auction. I think we could burn through drink and draw pretty quickly because this year it was a little bit different, which was basically to say it was a non-starter for us. Maybe we were burnt out. Maybe that place was just packed before we even knew that it was going to be packed, but we got there, we got some coasters, and like we were basically pieced out before the end. Not to say it was a bad experience by any means, because that room was bumping. Like, I mean, there was people in there like crazy. For us though, didn't quite hit the same this year. The art auction though. Art auction is like one of the premier events of Heroes Con. And I think it was when we saw the Comics Curing Cancer booth, and it was Rob Fatstacks and Mark from Legion of Comics and DJ Lynx. I believe it was DJ that said this, so correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but he kind of quoted it the best. There's two types of people that go to Heroes Con. The people that know they got to hit up the art auction, and the people that have never hit up the art auction. Because, like, you go there. Like, you just have to because it's an experience. Art auction this year was, I mean, first of all, the pieces of artwork that were up for auction, incredible. There was great artwork by, like, I mean, so many different creators, a lot of people from Indie Island, some of the biggest names that were there. I don't think D-Dubs had a piece this year. I
don't think so.
No.
I don't remember seeing him, but Scotty is like the freaking Scotty Young is who I'm talking about, is the king, like the king of this freaking convention. Like he like runs around like he owns the place, because he kind of does. He had another piece that came out this year that was, again, like the Scotty magic that you would come to anticipate. Galactus and Pac-Man. He's like got these dual pieces basically where they're meeting in the middle, competing to eat this planet. $15,000. $15,000. Like, we talked about a lot of things that we've gotten here and we saved for a long freaking time.
Yeah.
And trust me when I say we would not have gotten, if we combined all of our money, we would have gotten nowhere near the amount of money that it would have taken to buy this Scotty Young piece. No. So it was great because all of the money that is in the art auction goes right back to basically fund the convention itself. It's not for the creators. It's actually for the convention itself. I think that's what makes it such a special experience. And like you see the people hyping each other up. Another thing, we talked about the fact that DJ Lynx, as I believe the person that made that great quote, Comics Curing Cancer had an art piece there. That's the funding or the purchase of that piece went directly towards Comic Curing Cancer. If you don't know about them, make sure you check it out. Obviously, a cause that's close to our hearts here. It's incredibly important. But the funding, the piece that got sold here directly went to Comics Curing Cancer. There we go. Thank you so much, Christina. We appreciate that. In fact, I think it was Christina that bought the piece.
It was.
Yes. That. So it's like, not only are you moderator extraordinaire, but like, dude, you're working for the cause out there, and we appreciate you for it. So it was really awesome. Like, what are your guys', I'm rambling at this point. What were your guys' thoughts on the art auction?
What do you think?
It was incredible. Yeah. I mean, always a highlight as far as, the social events of the weekend are concerned, and it's just so many great pieces from artists old and new, and you can get some great steals, man. Like that Sanford Green Doom that went just for, I think, $2,000 or something like that. I forgot about that. Yeah, somebody got a great piece of art there, so you can get some steals, but there are some extravagant buys as well.
Well, my highlight of that entire thing was we were standing 1 foot away from Jonathan Marks, Bearbecchia, and Monty Keene, and they had a great collab piece, Spider-Man and Venom, and it sold very well. And they were just standing in front of us, and we're recording the whole thing, and just the bids going up and up and up. And the dude that bought it was 20 feet away, and he was walking around with the piece within seconds after buying it. And man, Monty and Jonathan were just like, they were so excited that their piece, first off, it was an amazing piece. And second, it was received very well. There was a lot of competition for it. It got a great price. And dude was walking around just as proud as can be, owning it, and rightfully so. And a lot of people were checking that out. So just props to the guys for collabing on that and doing such a good job. And it was just really cool being a fan of both of their works and just kind of sitting back and watching that all happen. It was really cool to see.
Yeah.
That's the best part, is like you can go watch these works of art being created during the day on the stage. They have a bunch of easels set up, and Marty and Jonathan for hours, and on the afternoon on Saturday, we're working on that piece. So watching it, and dude, watching it come to life. I remember when Marty was first working on Spider-Man, just by himself alone on the paper, to the end product. It is incredible. So.
Dude, and I can't believe I'm circling back around yet again because you guys mentioned the great Jonathan Marks Baravecchia. You guys didn't show it off. Did I completely miss it? Have I been like so transfixed in the show that you guys did show the commissions that you guys got from this dude? Come on. I'm done. I've shown off everything that I got. I went light this year. You guys put me to shame, and I'm so glad you did. Please show the people the insanity that you guys got from this guy. Jonathan Marks Baravecchia, the artist on Punk Slim and Mop Top Bob, also Bear Pirate Viking Queen. Absolutely insanely talented work. Who wants to go first here? I'll let you guys choose. Arm wrestle for it.
Go ahead, Nick.
Okay. So so he was offering commissions. I think this is a 9x12. No color, but ink wash and whites and whatnot. So I asked him for Max Weaver from Precious Metal and Little Bird. So he fucking just nailed this piece right here. He said he's never drawn him before. He's a big fan of the series, loves that series from last year. My pick of the year. I mean, you guys know how much of a big fan we are of Precious Metal and Little Bird just in general, but the amount of detail and just the shading and the ink and everything, and he did his arm perfectly, and then even threw a little splash of like purple pink in the top there as well. So, oh my God, I'm just so happy with this piece right here. And again, it's another thing I could just throw at Ian and be like, you weren't there, so I had to get somebody else to be your character.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, I came home and I immediately, I think I posted it like while I was in the airport or something like that, just to kind of like, I was so excited to put that out into the world. Such a great piece.
And again, it was a secret. Again, just like Hyler's, you guys didn't know what you were getting. So I got to experience you guys seeing it for the first time.
We just told them what we wanted. We never saw the pieces in progress. You're right.
Yeah, yep. Pure magic. Speaking of, Stu.
Yeah, dude. I just wanted Batman looking rad was my prompt. And I got that. Yeah. I got Batman in motion.
So good.
And the gargoyle at the bottom.
It's like leaping a gargoyle. Yeah. His cape and everything in the background, how it's like swishing. That's a piece where like the more you look at it, the more you realize what's going on too, which I loved. We had a great time kind of breaking that down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so good.
The jealousy is overflowing from me right now. These things are
so very reasonable as commissions too.
Yes.
It was unbelievably reasonable. Yeah.
Hit them up, guys. Hit them up.
For sure.
I gotta share two more pieces before we get out of here.
Go for it.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's round it out.
This is like a testament to the power of friendship, man. I'm on the way out with my daughter, usually Sunday we like walk the facts road. We walk the con floor and with my daughter comes on Sunday, and we do that for a while. And the fellows were upstairs and went to say goodbye to the fellows. And Nick gifted me with this, man, original piece of Marty Keene art. Really made my Sunday. I don't know why my lighting's so bad, but yeah,
from
Hiroshi
Eric Chronicles. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hiroshi on the bike. I just love it. So dope. So shout out to my boy Nick.
Is it like page 2 or something like that? It's an early page in Creme Chronicle, the very top right ish.
Page 3.
Page 3, yeah.
Yes,
so right after he's in the graveyard, he's contemplating stuff, and he's on his way out. He's a man on a mission on his bike on the way out. Yep.
Dude, and props to Marty, by the way, as well. He's our boy, right? The dude is fantastic. He's fantastic to us. We appreciate his artwork. He killed it at the con as well. We passed by his booth multiple times, and every single time it's like, oh, you sold out of that? Oh, you sold out of that?
He sold out of
Maybe this dope print. I love his print. His con prints are always so fire.
They are.
That one was dope. I'm gonna try to collect them each year, get him to sign it. But yeah. Nick, you got to show off your board before we get out of here.
Oh, I will. Yeah, I have like 3 more original art pieces and some stuff. But
what?
I'm tapped out. I'm done.
Marty would. I know. We're almost at the 2 hour mark. Let's get into this. But yeah, I'll just echo everything you guys have said about Marty, and I also picked up a few of his books. I picked up like a cool little grab bag of his books, like The Martin Man, Creep, Sneak, Kill, Steel Streets, and Lost at Land. So I'll be putting together like a little package for C3 this year of just like Marty stuff to kind of auction off. So like this is the start of it right here.
Yep.
So I think that's gonna be really cool to put out. And it was cool to see Jonathan Marks, right? So we can get that dual sig on Punk Slim.
Sick.
So that was really cool. And then his little Hiroshi remark on Lost at Land. I thought that was really dope as well.
That's so dope.
Yeah,
So,
if you don't know, it was like a silver marker over, like it doesn't pop the same way as it does in real life, but like the silver marker.
So here's the
over
original
that.
cover.
He uses such a great. I love those marker selection for.
They're thick, man, right?
Yeah.
It's like paint.
And they pop. Cool. Yeah, they definitely pop off the page.
Yeah, so I mean, to kind of keep it going, I guess. Eric, you mentioned Jesse Lonergan, right? So I picked up this awesome Casey Jones,
dude,
and
it's so funny because like Eric and I were talking about that piece, and I had no idea you bought it until I saw you post it today on Instagram.
Oh, you don't know? Yeah.
Yeah,
it's so cool, and he has a video on his Instagram of him doing this piece. And so that's even more special. So you get to see the raw pencils down to the inks, and then he does the Zipatone. So he has a whole sheet of Zipatone essentially like layered on here. You can see it just barely. There's like layers of it all over the place. Mm-hmm. So it's just a really, really cool thing. I was flipping through these and very affordable again. And I'm like, yeah, I got to get that. It was like one of my last bits of money for the con. I'm like, yeah, let me just go ahead and spend it. I saved it. I planned for this. Let's just do it, man. It was so sick, cool.
Man. That's
sometimes you just got to say, screw it. You pull the trigger.
Those were the type of pieces that were like priced so affordably though. You're like,
yeah.
But now the snowball effect happens. You got like, I think you have a Mahdi turtle piece. You have
I do, yeah.
AC piece, and now you're
gonna have my Mahdi Mikey piece on the skateboard. Where is it? It's right there. Yeah. So I was like, I got to figure a way to like make this work. You know.
Next year it's gonna be a Jeremy Splinter piece.
Jeremy Splinter would be dope. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay.
All right. What else you got here? Let's wrap this puppy up.
I'll end my stuff with my collab piece. How about that? So, like last year, I put together a collab piece.
Yeah.
This is for my PC. So I got Mahdi, of course, to do the middle part for me. He did the Heroes Con 2025, but then I got everybody else to sign and do remarks on it. So as I kind of go through, it's Aaron Campbell, we got Andrew Cranky. I can't remember how his name is. He's the Bloodurk and Silent Joe issue. We have Anya Driffel. We have Craig Thompson, Dave Krisham, if I say that right.
Yeah, close enough. It was good.
Drew Zucker on here, D-Dubs, Jake Smith, Jeff DeCal, Jeffrey L. Love, Jenny Frizen, Jeremy Heiler, Jesse Lonergan, Jim Rugg, Jonathan Marks Beervecchia, Klaus Jansen, Laura Allred, Monty Keene, Maria Wolf, Michael, Michelle Fife, Michael Allred. I had Michael and Michelle next to each other. Michael Allred, Mike Spicer, Morgan Heron, Nick Dragotta, Scotty Young, Tom Schioli, Tony McMillan, Trav Moore, and Zach Kaplan.
Dude.
All
like,
and I love this, like, because it's not all artists react this way, but it starts to turn into like a bit of a competition at some point. Like when they start to see other remarks on here.
And there's that Campbell that Stu is talking about
unbelievable.
Watching him do that,
I'm
it's
obsessed
like
with
watching
that.
a person sculpt.
I'm obsessed with it. It was like, and watching it from like kind of upside down when he turned it around and gave it to Nick. I was immediately like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's
so good.
And I love that the Craig Thompson Habibi facing Street Angel, Jim Ruggs. And what's really cool about this whole thing is like it gives everybody an opportunity to look at other people's remarks. There wasn't a moment where I handed this to somebody and they just disregarded that and just threw their name on it and handed it right back. Every one of them was like, oh, that's so-and-so, and oh, that's really cool, and oh, look, you got that person on here. So they're all fans of each other. And it was just really cool to kind of build this over the whole weekend. like last year. So yeah, that's kind of my prized possession. It's the thing I'm going to be doing from now on whenever I go to cons with a lot of opportunity like this. So I think it's a really cool thing to do. And yeah, I just got to get on the damn wall.
It is. And Nick said one thing I think is so true over the course of the weekend. You know, I think I'm definitely going to do it next year. He's like, you guys want to get a nice little piece of art for free? Bring one of those little sheets and stick it in front of people. People start doodling on it and hand it right back to you. And before you know, you got a free remark. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great way to put together a cool memento of the con of the weekend. So.
Yeah. I will say that, yeah, I think there was only a handful of signatures that I paid for, and there was only 1 or 2 remarks that I paid for, and everything else was just, they just liked the idea. And they're like, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I want to be a part of this. And they would just do it. So that's really dope.
Yeah, that was, yeah. And seeing it all take place as me and Stu got to do, you know, arguably just as good, you know.
Watching Maria Wolf do the Killer Croc was super fun.
Oh yeah, Maria Wolf was like, what do you want, Killer Croc? Or because she saw the Batman from Hyler and she's like, I'll do a Killer. I was like, yeah, do Killer Croc. And so she's like biting Batman's head. And then Lonergan
doing the Batgirl right
there. Doing the Batgirl on the side there. So that was pretty dope. And of course Tony with the thing and everything. Yeah, there's a nice little corner down there of Batman stuff.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
It's an incredible time. It's an incredible convention. Everyone that's here tonight, you've probably seen at least 25 other Heroes Con videos. There's a reason that there are so many of them out there, though. It is truly the premier convention to go to. It's not hyperbole. It's an experience to behold if you're a comic book fan, if you're a fan of the creators. This is 100% for you. It's a reason we've made it our pilgrimage each and every year. So guys, like, first of all, thank you so much for, you know, allowing me to join you on these journeys. It is truly one of the highlights of each and every year that we've gotten to do this. I look forward to each and every time that we get to do another one of these. It's a really special time. We got to see so many people. We talked, we've mentioned a bunch of them, but there's like seriously so many other people that we got to see there. Nate from Hall Comics. We got to meet, Neighborhood Merc was there. We got to see him in line. It was great talking with him.
Yeah.
We got recognized by people, which was a new thing for me, where he's just like, Side Panel Grid, Stu from the Monthly Comic Book. It's Nick. Oh my God. I'm like, okay, this is new. I don't know what this is like, but I'm loving every second of it. It's just, it was a fantastic time. Again, thank you guys for partaking in this whole thing with me. Is there any closing thoughts you guys have here besides, you know, just the appreciation that I'm pouring out here? What do you guys want to close on?
No, you can keep going with that.
Yeah, I just want to thank you. I want to thank you both for being incredible friends, putting up with my sweaty, smelly ass all weekend. It was a hot one. So
it was brutal in North Carolina.
Yeah, but it was just I echo everything you said, man. It was incredible to meet all these awesome creators. We got so many great additions this time around from last year. Meeting all the content creators was super dope. So we'll see about next year. But I just want to say what you said about the con, dude. It really is. I think when it comes to, especially on the East Coast or this side of the states, it's as good as it gets. So highly encourage everybody to try to see. It's super affordable. What I love about it is so affordable. It really is. I mean, you are going to spend money for sure on travel and at the con for sure. But as far as like the con, getting into the con, I feel like the tickets are super cheap, and whatever your budget is, you can make it work and still have an incredible time. So
absolutely.
For sure.
Nick, any closing thoughts, or are we good?
No, I mean, our first time last year was really, really magical. We had a lot of plans coming out of it. You know what I mean? So like nothing beats that first time going and experiencing it. And then the second time you go, it's kind of, you're more focused. You have a game plan, you have an expectation. I think it met all the expectations, like always. And so many times you have plans, and then there are so many times where you have all these unplanned conversations or finds or whatever, right? Or opportunities to dig through art, which leads to conversations. You meet a lot of cool people in line that share the same passions as you, for the artist that you're there for, or the writer you're there for. So you have a lot of cool interactions with them. It's cool to peek what they're bringing and things like that. So we had a lot of good time with people in line, just chilling, because we had plenty of time to do that. And it was just a pleasure hanging out with you guys again and being able to do this for the second time. And I had a blast. You guys are amazing. And just thanks a lot for, coming along too and dragging my ass there as well. So
there we go. All right. Well, thank you all. Thanks to all the wonderful people that joined us in the chat tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you. If we didn't get to your comment, trust me, we appreciate you. We've seen it. It's great seeing you here. If you're catching this on the replay, let us know what your favorite con experience is here. Let us, let us in on the knowledge here. Maybe Heroes Con isn't the only con we go to. Time will tell on that. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We are out for right now. We'll see you next week on another installment, though. Have a great evening.
Station y'all.